I want to thank my colleague, my ranking member on the Energy Committee, and really a friend on not only energy matters, but on so many of the other initiatives that we have worked on. As he has mentioned, every now and again, our two states might see things differently, but we have come to understand where we come from, what we bring to the table, and figuring out how we work together collaboratively and then set that collaborative tone for the full committee as a whole. So I appreciate the opportunity to just highlight a few of the accomplishments that we as a committee have achieved over this past year. We had a holiday lunch at the first of this week with both of our staffs assembled, having some good food, and I was able to share with all of the staffs that I felt like we were the committee that was kind of like the little engine that could, the children's storybook, where the tiny little engine is kind of plugging along. We are not typically the headline-grabbing committee in this Senate, but just like the little engine, we kind of put our head down, we go to work, and we achieve a lot. And in our case, even in a divided time, we are seeing good, strong, bipartisan legislation that is helping just about every member of the Senate, all areas of the country. You think about where we started off this year, you'll recall it was unfortunately in the midst of a government shutdown, but what we were able to do, even at that time, was to move through a significant victory, and that was the passage of our sweeping lands package, containing more than 120 individual measures that reflected the priorities of dozens of members in the Senate and the House. We passed that out of the Senate 92-8. The House passed it out 363-62, and the President signed it shortly thereafter. But it was sweeping. We recognize that it provided for economic development for so many small communities, it protected treasured landscapes, addressed a range of sportsmen's priorities. We permanently reauthorized the Land and Water Conservation Fund. It took a long time. There were many of these initiatives that we'd been working through for a considerable period of time, but our ability to be able to pass it shortly after this government shutdown underscored that even at a time when we are known for our divisions, we can still achieve bipartisan success. So the committee really took the momentum, and we ran with it. As Senator Manchin has pointed out, some 51 bills, 52 bills here. Today, we just moved 19 bills out of Energy Committee markup. We have moved out measures that are focused on energy efficiency, renewables, energy storage, advanced nuclear energy, carbon utilization and capture, storage. We focused on mineral security, our cyber security, and a range of additional technologies that really work to ensure that energy becomes more affordable as it becomes cleaner. We've been working really hard on the public lands side of our jurisdiction as well. One bill that you're sure to hear more about in the first of the year is the Restore Our Parks Act that will address the multi-billion-dollar deferred maintenance backlog at our national parks, the crown jewels of our nation. That bill provides $6.5 billion over the next 5 years to fix dilapidated trails, buildings, roads, bridges, monuments, and historic markers. So, working on the parks and the lands side, we've reported 13 nominees for key leadership positions at Department of Energy, Department of Interior, the FERC. Nearly all of them were confirmed. So the President has a good team to carry out our nation's energy and resource policies. We've also held hearings, about 2 a week while we've been in session, to highlight the opportunities and the challenges that we face within our jurisdiction. This is everything from the need for new and innovative technologies, as Senator Manchin pointed out, to the future of our Strategic Petroleum Reserve. And as he mentioned, we have held hearings, many hearings now, on climate change, making that a priority amongst priorities. I think it's fair to say that we have been very productive as a committee. We know that the work isn't done. It's one thing to report the measures out of committee. It's another thing to actually get them enacted into law, and that's where our eyes are directed right now, is on these next steps. So early next year, we hope to bring much of the work that we have processed through the committee, bring it here to the Senate floor. we're counting on colleagues to join us and to help move these bills onto the House and to the President for his signature. So whether you're interested in energy innovation, resource security, access to public lands, this work should appeal to just about every member and provide a great opportunity to advance the security, prosperity, and competitiveness of our nation. But I really want to share the appreciation, the deep appreciation that I have for my ranking member, for Senator Manchin and his partnership. We've navigated some complicated stretches, I think, but we've done so by working together to ensure a good outcome for the committee, for the Senate, and for the American people, and I think you've seen some of that.